It amazes me how you don't get just so tangled up on yourself.
It is a challenge.
I know with me, I would be all tied up in the fence before I got one section put up. So you're gonna bring that to meet this and then open the fence up to let them in.
Yeah, oh, it goes well.
If all goes well, which it rarely does, go as planned. With the way they're growing, you think they'll make it another 10 days, or will we be out here sooner? All right. You want to explain what your thought process is?
Yeah, so got the pigs in this part of the yard. One, mainly because it's got shade, and so since they have a hard time keeping themselves cool in the warm months. Want to offer them plenty of shade to get into. This area also stays, because of the shade, stays a little more damp in the ground, so it gives them plenty of space to root around. Normally, if it was like, say, in the middle of a pasture, that probably wouldn't be good, but this area is just got a bunch of poison ivy and weeds and stuff that grow up in it, and so hoping we can get them in here and get them to turn up this dirt a little bit, and maybe we can open the trees up and get some grass growing in here. Yeah, so our pigs are basically, we're just opening a paddock right next to it. This is the Premier One quick fence. My preference probably would have been like the piglet fence, because we had them when they were young, but these days this was really all they had in stock. But it's 50-foot sections, and which actually works pretty well because it's easy to carry and move. But this paddock is 3 sections, so 150 foot of fence in there, the same as their last paddock was. But yeah, we just put it right next to them, and I'll go through and check all the fence to make sure everything's in place and staked down and tied off and whatnot, and then we'll open it up and let them come in. And normally that's pretty easy to move, but I've held off on feeding them so far this morning, so they should be pretty anxious to come in when I feed them.
So I, unlike Ben, would just come out here and figure out how to get them in this fence, throw it up, and get it done. But Ben, on the other hand, has an engineer's mind and is always thinking about how to make things easier for him the next time he has to do something. So we had a little marital discussion on how to get the fence up and what the most efficient way to do so was. And as per usual, when we're talking about efficiency, Ben won the discussion. So do you want to explain to them why you put the sections up the way that you did, not only to get them in here, but to make things easier on you next time you have to move them?
Yeah, so basically I want to make sure that there's because I don't have a physical gate, like a wooden gate between the paddocks, I want to make sure that I put the fence up in a way that they I have an opening where the next one is going to be, right? And so like if we look at this last paddock here, the fences come down to this back corner here. That's where 2 fences meet. And so when I started laying out this next paddock, I made 2 fences meet at that corner as well. And so what I'll do when I move them is I'll take one of the corners loose and open it up from the old paddock, and then open it up from the new paddock, and then they'll walk through that area, and then I can put the new one back and take the old one down.
And then you also have it set up that way,
yeah,
to where you can do the same in that corner when we move them again.
Yeah, and so this corner back here is the same way. I just use basically one fence across the back. Next time I'm gonna move, I'll put the new fence basically right next to that corner post and run it out. And then, and so I can basically open that corner up, put let them into the new paddock, and then take the old fence down. You could essentially put that anywhere in the fence, but from what I've seen, if I tried to take this middle post and just pick it up and then walk under, because it's not only a physical barrier but a mental barrier for the pigs, they won't just walk through just with me holding it up off the ground. And so if your gate is basically in the middle of your fence, it just makes it a lot more difficult to get them to move quickly through there. You'll have to basically leave the fence down for some time before they get up enough courage and curiosity to cross it. So just trying to I would say that there's no real wrong way to do it, but just trying to make
Yours was more efficient.
make it.
I
most
wasn't
efficient with my
wrong.
time.
I wasn't wrong. I just wasn't thinking about the long term. I was thinking about getting inside.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Welcome to your new home. Hi. No, they're investigating whatever that is in the ground over there. What'd you say you think it is? Piece of a tractor that's gotten buried? Disc off of a plow that's gotten buried. That's what happens when your home is over 60 years old. You find things buried in the grass. Somebody's found their food. And so now you're closing up the new fence, and then you can just go and take the old one down. When are you going to move the water and all that stuff?
I'll move it here in just a few minutes. I basically one thing that I've read and so I haven't attempted not to do is they say to wait to move the water after the pigs have moved, because if you dump if I dump the barrel out, then they'll just be interested in going and playing in the water instead of moving to the next area. So they're here. I'll go there and I'll basically untie the barrel and dump it out over there, and I'll move it over here and we'll fill it back up.
Sounds good. You interested in my boot? Don't bite my boot. Go on.
Are you trying to go back over there where the water is? Yeah.
They're already rooting around. And then you'll spray all this when you fill the water up so that it'll get them more interested in it.
Yeah, I'll spray it with water, and
They seem pretty interested in it.
yeah, they'll naturally eat poison and stuff. It don't bother them. But I'll spray it with water in hopes that they
Okay,
get the.
I'm going.
I'll spray it with water in hopes that they can get the vines and stuff good. That was the killer.
So what are you doing now?
Moving the fence charger over here. I like to put it, you could probably put it anywhere along the fence, but I like to put it next to the end so that I can, when I attach the lead, it powers it. The end of it's got strands all the way back to all the layers, so I feel like it puts the most power into the fence if I do that. So get that thing up. But that Premier solar one, it works okay. I don't think it would work great for the pigs. I just don't think it's got enough power, and I'm not really pleased with how long the solar panel seems to last and things like that. It seems like it's.
So does something attach to the grounding rod?
Yeah, for the fence charger, you have two leads. You have a positive and a negative. put the negative on the ground rod and then put the positive on the fence. We have pretty, I guess, what they consider damp or good soil conditions to do that. There are some fences that have like the bottom strand or every other strand that are negative, and so basically if you touch two layers, it'll shock you. Those work really well when like areas that have like really dry ground, and the ground rods don't help much.
I remember this is taking me back to 7th grade, Mr. Sism's class, learning about circuits and grounding and
yeah, it's just DC power really.